Well, hello again. Welcome to our reading of selections from Euripides' play The Alkestis, and I got up to last time line 340, which is in the middle of the speech of Admestos, and we'll finish that speech in this recording. Sudantidus tes emes ta philtata psukes esosas. For you, and having given in return for the auntie, so in return for my life, having given the things most dear, that is your own life, esosas, you have saved me. So usual in Greek we have to turn everything around the other way, so but you have saved me, having given that which is most dear to you in return for my life. Aramois stenein para, tois as di ha matanon tis sudzugu sethen. Now ara introduces a question, of course. So surely, and the para, note the accent here, para for parestin, literally it is present for me to groan. So surely it is, perhaps it is right, it is fitting for me to lament. And then we get a dative participle here agreeing with moi, for me having lost toiasdi sun tsugu. Now this again is, it's going to be feminine with this adjective here, so having lost such, having lost you, Sethen, who is such a, well, literally consort, but perhaps wife here. So surely it is fitting for me to lament, since I have lost such a partner as you. Pauso decomus sum poton thomilias Stephanus temusan the cateke emus domus. So pauso, from future from power, I will cease from comus. Now komos is revelry, merrymaking. So I will cease from merrymaking, and then we get the here for te, and the homilias is the company, and sum poton is genitive plural from sum potes. It's a first declension masculine word, simply meaning reveller. So I will cease from comus, it's revelry really, and the company of revellers, and from garlands, and musan, and the muse, we might say music, which kateke emos domus, which literally held down, so we might say used to fill my house, plural for singular. Uga pot ha ut an barbitu thingoim eti, utan fren ex airoimi pros libon lacain aulon, su ga mutepsin ex elu biu. For, now we're getting an optative here with an, instead of it's really used in place of a future. So I would no longer ever. Thigoimi is the optative from thingano with double gamma, and the root of it is thig, meaning to touch. So I will never again will I touch the barbitos. Now the barbitos is a kind of foreign stringed instrument. It's a bit like a lyre. So I will never touch again the lyre, or I would never touch again the lyre, nor, another optative here, literally to raise my friend, my mind, lift up my mind, perhaps have the heart to, I think some translators say here, nor would I have the heart Lacane is a poetic word. It's from lasco, if you're looking this one up. Lasco is to make a noise or a din. Perhaps translate here to cry aloud, i.e. to sing along with almost. So nor would I have the heart to cry aloud along with the Libyan Aulon flute. Some people don't like translating aulos as flute, but because it's not really equivalent to our modern flute, perhaps I just call it an aulos. Might be the easiest to avoid trouble. Sugam for you, ex helu, this is from ex hyrio, and it's the middle, so you have taken the joy from my life. So you have removed joy from my life. Sophe de kairi tektonon demos toson ag asten en lectroisi et tethesatai, hoi pros pesumai kai periptuson, keras, onomakalon son ton philain en ankalais, doxo gunaika kaiper uk ekon ekane. This is a very odd little section here of what he's going to do. Basically, he wants to get some kind of mannequin that he can put into the bed and cuddle up to. So it's literally by the wise hand or the clever hand, tektonon, genitive plural, of craftsmen. We have to understand something ekasten, having been made like to, something resembling, to son demas, demas is neuter, so your body. Ek tathesatai, this is a future passive from ektano, if you're looking this one up, of ek and then tano, tor, epsilon, iota, nu, omega. This is the future passive here, so we get a vowel gradation. So it means to literally to stretch out, and so in the passive here perhaps will be laid out. So some object resembling your body by the clever hand of craftsmen will be laid out in lectroisin on the bed, plural for singular again. Which, and it's in the dative because of the verb, so which pros pesumai, future from prospipto, which I will, well, literally fall against, so I will recline beside, kai periptuson, and embracing with my hands, in respect of my hands here, so embracing with my hands, kalon, calling your name, so doing all that, doxo, I will seem, ekane, to have, en ankalais, in my arms, literally the forearms, but in my arms, calling your name, I will think that I have in my arms the dear wife. So my dear wife, we would say. The Greek just has tain, philain, gunaika. And then we get kaiper uk ekon. So kaiper plus a participle. So although not having it. And Greek loves these repetition of sounds here. Often you get two nouns in different cases, known as polyptoton. Here we're getting up participle plus the infinitive with quite different meanings, well, essentially different usages here. This belongs to this little clause here. So, although I do not have, I will think that I will seem to have in my arms, as I call out your name, my own dear wife. Psukran men oimoi terpsin al homos baros and I'll go to the next page in a second. So I know, so it's a bit like our cold comfort. It is a cold joy, I know, but nevertheless, and then we get baros sukes ap an teloien an. This verb here, it's a verb used of getting rid of bilge water from ap antelao, and we get an optative here. So it's something like I would lighten. And so nevertheless I would lighten the baros, the weight, suitcase of my soul, so the weight that's on my soul. En de onerasi phoitosame euphrynois an, harduga philus carnupti lusain hontin an pare chronon. So, but now we get again an optative of wish here with an an. Would that you might make happy, from euphryno. Would that you might make me happy. Phoitoso, from phoitao, wandering, perhaps frequenting is probably the best one for this one. So would that you might make me happy, frequenting me in on erasin, in my dreams. For it is sweet, or supply esti, it is sweet, lusain, to see those who are dear, can for kai en, even in the night. Now this last little section here is different translations of this. You can either take it as the verb here, pare, from paresti, as impersonal, so something like for such a time as it is permitted, or you can take it not as just as a normal verb for paresti to be is you are present. So you could say for such a time as she may be present. I think it's referring back to this. It's philus plural, but the verb is singular, which is slightly awkward grammatically, but it's not uncommon in Greek tragedy to do this. So it's sweet to see friends in the night for as long a time as it is permitted, or for as long as the time she is present. Dale, I think, translates it as however short their stay, which keeps the plural for the from philus here. So again, you can look at the commentaries on this one. It's a slightly odd expression. E de Orpheus moi glossa kai melos parain hostiae karen de metros e canes possin hum noisi caele santa sex aidu labain ketelthon an kai mood hoplutonos kuon ut hupicope psucopompos an caron esgon prin esphos son catastesai bion. Now, so if there were present, this is from paresti again, if there were present for me the tongue and the song of Orpheus, and of course Orpheus has this gift of song that he's able to enchant people with. So hosti plus infinitive on the end of the next line, so as, now we get a participle here, caele santa, this is from caleo, to enchant, so to enchant, either with song, with hymns literally, either the Corain, the daughter of Demeter, that's Persephone, or the husband of that one, that's Hades, of course, to take you out from Hades. So So if I had the tongue and the song of Orpheus, so that, having enchanted either the daughter of Demeter or the husband of that one with songs or with chanting, so as to take you out from Hades. So having done all that, Katael then an, I would go down, Katerkamai, and neither, we get ute here and ute, so neither the dog of Pluto, that's Cerberus, nor, now the hoopy here is hot epi, and the hot goes with Charon. So nor Charon, the escorter of souls, and this is a common epithet of Charon, the one who escorts the Pompos from here, from Pempo, the escorter of souls, the one at the oar, because he's at the oar of the boat that takes you across the river Styx. Esgon would hold me, so would prevent me. So neither of those lot would prevent me. It's plural because we've got two different groups here. You might expect the singular, but it's plural. They would hold me, prin es phos son katastas bion. So until, plus the infinitive. So until I established your life in the light. So until I brought you back alive into the light, we might paraphrase it. Al un ekesa pros doka me hotan thano, kai dom hetoimas hos sun oikesusamoi. But therefore, prosdoka is an imperative from prosdoka to await. So await for me ekese there, in that place, and whenever thano I might die, so for whenever I might die, and another imperative, hetoi mazde, prepare a house. Now we get hos plus a future participle. So as being about to dwell with me, so with the intention of dwelling with me. En taisin autaiska mepiscapeso, kedrois soi tus dithenai plura tectenai pelas, pluroisi tois sois, mediga thanon potisuchoros ien tes mones pistes emoi. So the verb here is episcapto, to give orders to. So I will give orders. I will order Tuesday, I think is the object of that. That's these ones, and that presumably refers to the children. So I'll give orders to these. Could be to the chorus, I suppose, as well. But give orders to these, to Thanai from Tithami, to place me in these very same kedrois. Well, here it's going to be coffins, soy for you, so we'd say as you. So kedros, of course, is cedar, but it's here used in the sense of wood, i.e. wooden coffins. Common idea in poetry, you refer to something like a coffin, you just call it a wooden thing, and the context tells you what's going on. So for I will give commands to these ones to place me in the very same coffins as you, and ektenai, to stretch out my plura, my limbs, near, literally my chest, isn't it? So to stretch out my chest near your chest, plural for singular. In other words, to lay me side by side with you. Mediga thanon For not even ever in death, when I have died, would I be apart from you, you who, and then in agreement with that, you, the only faithful one, the only one who was faithful, emoi, to me. So who alone, you who alone were true to me. It's quite a moving speech of Admetos here. Although in the sense of the interpretation of the play, one has to wonder exactly what the real feelings of Admetos are. After all, she's dying on his behalf. Just to finish this bit, we've got a little 2 lines from the chorus that separate off this from the stigomithia that's coming. Kaimain ego soi penthos hos philos philo, lupron sonoiso teistic, kaiga axia. Now we get a nice example here of polyptoton, as it's called, where you've got 2 nouns in different cases. Philos, philo. The Greeks liked this sort of thing, and it's quite common in Greek poetry. And indeed, this is from son plus pharaoh. So I will join in with you in this grief, this bitter grief, as a friend to a friend. This bitter grief tasty for this woman. Kaiga axia, for she is worthy. And that's the end of this section, and I'll continue in a later recording.